I'm going to try something different. I've posted a lot of content to LinkedIn before. I think the better way to go through the workflows and B2B strategy and all of that is going to be through video and to actually jump onto my laptop and show the work as we're doing it instead of just typing about it on LinkedIn. So I made a post last week. Right here it is about targeting competitors. This is for B2B companies, your startup, your business. You know who your competition are. You want to build out your go-to-market motion or maybe improve it on the basis of who you're competing with. You want to talk to the prospects, to the customers of your competitors because you know that you're better and you know why you're better than them. That's what this video is about, to show the step-by-step process. And I'm assuming you know, right, dear B2B founder, you know who your competitors are. Maybe you're early stage and you don't know that. And if you don't, this is very easy. Jump onto G2 and in here you'll see anyone who's worth caring about. So for the sake of this example, right, let's say I'm building a better tool for writing emails. We personally, we love Instantly. We have a bookmark here. Let's say I was building a competitor to Instantly and I didn't know who I was competing with. I'd click on, find the software category they're listed in, click through, and all the email marketing software. I know this is a very broad category, but all the email marketing software will be listed here. And any company who is serious will be listed here. So you'll see a lot of familiar names, MailChimp, MailerLite, Close, of course. Anyone who's worth caring about will be here. And I'm assuming you're on sales calls. These calls are important, whether these are founder-led, whether this is an account executive on the team who are taking these calls. You have to figure out, right, this is not just a pitch. This is also a learning exercise. You got to figure out what product they use now, what products they used to use, what products they hear lots of things about, and how they feel about all of these tools. And you have to build out this sort of knowledge base for yourself, for your team. You could also create a Google alert, right? Like let's say, same example, we want to figure out as soon as there's new email marketing tools that exist, and I can create an alert, right? Let's say once a week, I want to find out anything there is to know about email marketing tools in the space. And that's my proactive research handled for me. We talked about knowledge base, right? It's really important that the team knows the space in depth. This is a template that we've used with startups that we've worked with before, where you know your software, you know your categories, right? This is, let's say, a hypothetical for an email sending tool, and all these companies are fake, right? Like these are not real companies. Hypothetically, right? Let's say my company is called Sniply. In the same space, we are all, let's say, instantly competitors. What do people want from us? They want deliverability, AI. They want good team functionality. They want great integrations. They want analytics. I can now go and look at 3 competitors, right? Mailer, Folder Panda. I can look at these guys and color code this and say, green is like, this is something that's great. Yellow is something that's either buggy or doesn't work properly. And red are features that are not available. This might take you a week to build. It might take you a month to build. You've got to sign up for these products. If you get really into it, maybe they figure out your competitor and they block your account. We know examples of where this happened too. You got to get a friend on their team to sign up. And of course you reimburse them, whatever the process is, right? This is product research, competitor research, the full blown thing. We're doing this because the end goal is to have the perfect email, to talk to someone who uses Mailer and say, let's say they don't have great integrations, right? The end goal is to be able to talk to the head of sales at Mailer and say, hey, I know, I'm assuming you're spending a lot of time building Zapier integrations to connect with Close and HubSpot. I'd love to send you a short video about what this looks like in Sniply, where you can sync things automatically and you don't have to look at it twice. Boom. That is a great pitch. And you can have multiple pitches like this because you've highlighted where you do things well, where your competition doesn't, right? These guys don't let you, they work well for individuals, but they don't scale well for teams. This company sucks at everything. They don't have great deliverability, and the analytics are poor. You have your angle. Each of these are a unique email that you can write. You can do more research on and figure out where you stand out. Uh, and you do this through looking at the competition's product yourself, but you have to talk to your prospects as well. These sales calls, again, are not just to sign a deal and pitch a demo. You have to be asking questions. You have to be learning more on every sales call that you take. And then you've got to figure out by asking them deep questions about what features they are not happy with, what features they wish they could have to build out something like this for your internal knowledge base for your startup. Um, the last point is also G2. G2 can help you here. If we jump back in here, right, we have all these email marketing tools um, that have lots and lots of reviews listed here. If I click on, let's say, Zoho campaigns, they have 1,000 reviews, and I did not know they existed, which is kind of crazy. But if I jump on here and I see all of these reviews that they have, also like well-known secret is that you can game the system. Companies pay G2 all the time to delete their bad reviews and then promote them on their competition. Don't take G2 to be an ultimate unbiased source of truth, but that's not what we're here talking about. If I filter this by lowest rated, and I see there's a couple low rateds here, actually there's some 0 stars. You can fill out this research through G2 as well, right? Because they ask them, what do you dislike about Zoho campaigns? The integration sucks, the web forms are a pain, and the product architecture is terrible. What else do we have here? No way to auto emails for free. I can send an email to users of this company talking about, let's say we have auto emails built in Sniply. That is a clear winning angle. And we've seen this time and time again. Our best campaigns are focused on targeting competition. Sometimes we get in trouble, as the post showed, but these are, over the past 2 years, by far and away our most effective campaigns. Why? Because they're relevant. This is factual. Someone who opens an email, right? The subject line can be auto emails done for you. And since they're a user of the product, they'll, one, pay attention because you know that they use the software that they're using, but two, you know what problems they're facing as well. Relevance always wins in outbound, and this is as relevant as you can get. And step 3, well, how do you find customers of your competitors? That depends on what type of software we're talking about. Some are front end visible, and some are more tricky. I'll share the easier version in this video right now. If this is just a tool on a website built with Wappalizer, they will do the job. If you're talking about e-commerce specifically, Store Leads is great. We've used them multiple times for clients. I'll open up BuiltWith here. And let's say for the purpose of this, we're looking at, let me jump on. We're looking at, let me type in, where's the search? I want to look for Salesforce. BuiltWith is essentially just web crawlers everywhere, and they figure out every website on the internet that has access to, that it uses Salesforce. BuiltWith and Wappalizer are very similar. We've paid for BuiltWith a bunch, have not paid for Wappalizer yet, but have used them just surface level, and they've been pretty legit. If you ever want to see which one you should use, right, I'll type in Wappalizer here, and this will tell you there are 102,000 websites in the world that are using Salesforce. I can see which one is better for me by jumping onto Salesforce here, looking it up, and it'll tell me how many websites they have. And you can compare which one makes more sense for you. So they have 89,000 here, they have 100,000 here. The pricing is I believe exactly the same, 250 and 450, depending on what you're looking for. Take your pick. We've used BuiltWith more. You can build out your own custom lead list and say, I want companies that are in the US and Canada and the UK. And I want them to be, right, this is how they break things down. In the top 10K in the world in traffic, in the top 100K, top million websites in the world in terms of traffic, whatever the numbers are that make sense. And you can try multiple exports to figure out the list that's best for you. You build that list, you export it, and now you have, let's say, 5,000 businesses that are using the CRM that you're competing with, right? Let's you say you're competing with Salesforce in this example. You build that list out, you export it, you now have a bunch of domains that you can work with. So I'm going to click through. Let me click on download lead list. Right, and then this is how you can break it down: tech spend, traffic, whatever list you want. You can split this in that way. You get a list of domains and all these variables with it, and then you can take your next step and enrich and build this workflow out inside of Clay. And so I went ahead and did this before, right? So we have all these websites like OptumRx, Kate Spade, Tiny Beans. I put a bunch of them into here and asked Clay to find sales leaders at these companies. And you can filter this better because a lot of them come from the same company. And to figure out, who's the head of sales, who's the sales director at this company, figure out all their information. And now I have a list that I can go out and reach out to. They're customers of our competition. We know where we are better than them and we know what our angle is going to be. We have their information. If we want, we can be extra and, we can throw on Clay AI on top of it and ask you questions like, what are the different ways that they use Salesforce? This is optional. We're now in the bonus. But this takes you to the campaign that you want. This is the most relevant campaign you can build without insider information. And your final result should look something like this. You have a sheet where you've segmented, right? This is competitor one in tier one. You can say the first tier is companies that are, let's say, making $5 million plus a year. And then you have a separate sheet for the same competitor, but in the second tier. Let's say they make $1 to $5 million a year. And then a third one for your second competitor. And so on and so forth. You have all these detailed contacts that you've built out. And now when you reach out to, right, Amanda at Chewy, let's say, the context you have is completely different. So you should be able to see for all your competitors, right? Let's say this is competitor one, your most important competitor. You can split into tiers. Hypothetically, let's say you want from all the competitors that you exported from BuiltWith or Wappalizer or Store Leads, you want companies that make over $5 million a year in your first tier. And then your second tier can be, let's say, $1 million to $5 million. And you use the same tiering system for your second competitor and your third competitor and your fourth competitor. And now you have 8 very segmented lists where you have the contact information of the people you want to reach out to. You know what product they use, you know what issues they face, and you have a unique angle to pitch them. This is the best outbound message you can send, in my opinion. And so this is the first part of this workflow. I'll post the second part. Next week, and that will cover a bit more on the marketing side of things, how to set up your SEO, how to launch a bunch of content at scale, how to figure out what to post about, and also what to do if you can't find competitors through the process we went through today.